Hey, Eagle fans, I'm Thomas Mott. Welcome to Philadelphia Eagles Now. It is time for a mailbag video, of course. Welcome you guys in here. A lot of questions. I wasn't able to get to every single one. I'm sorry if I didn't get to your question. I know I say subscribers only, and sometimes you're a subscriber and you still don't get your question answered. I do my best. We're going to go through the best questions I had, though, in this week's edition of the mailbag video, starting with Hatari Freeman, who says, you think it would be a good idea for Philly to pick up Gallup from Dallas, or who do you feel the Eagles should pick up in free agency in the offseason? Well, first off, Gallup's not a bad idea. I think there are some better options I'll show you in a second. Let's start with the Eagles depth chart, though. Again, they got to get a wide receiver. The hope is that Jalen Reagor in year 3 is going to be good. Now, we said that last offseason, or this past offseason, where it was like, year 2 he's going to be good, so we don't bank on him being good. I think Quez Watkins year 3, that's a plus, but they need another wide receiver, and I really think this is where you spend your free agent money. Now, they can spend it at pass rusher, spend it at cornerback. I think you go cornerback, pass rusher in the draft, right? I mean, you can get a wide receiver in the draft, but I would get an established veteran who's not too old, not too expensive. It can come in and really be kind of a 1B to Devonta Smith. Like, Devonta Smith should be 1A. You need somebody to come in and be 1B. So not a number 2, but not a full-price number 1, right? So let me show you some of my cheaper options. Let's assume you can't afford Davante Adams, even though we'd love him, right? I'd love Davante Adams. I'd do everything to get him, but probably too expensive. Let's assume you can't get him or Chris Godwin, probably the 2 most expensive free agent wide receivers. Here are the other options. Now, Allen Robinson is obviously up there. He's going to be expensive, but I don't think as much as Davante Adams or Chris Godwin. So I put him on this list, even though he's a little bit pricier. Gallup makes the list here as well. I'm fine with him. I love the idea of Mike Williams. I think Mike Williams is a really great option, a deep threat, big physical receiver who is really good, but it's not going to command, Davante Adams type money. Byron Pringle. Keep an eye on Byron Pringle. You're thinking, where does Byron Pringle play? He's a chief. He's kind of the third fiddle in the Patrick Mahomes offense, undrafted wide receiver, but he's really, really good, very elusive, good kick returner, kind of what you wanted Reagor to be, except for you spent a first-round draft pick on Reagor, and Pringle was an undrafted free agent. He's going to get some money, but not too much. How about Juju, a catch monster? I mean, this guy his averages like 99 catches a year when healthy, coming off an injury, going to be a little bit cheaper. The Eagles try to make a run at him this offseason. There are a ton of free agent wide receivers. Any of these 5, to me, would be absolutely fantastic and great additions to the Eagles wide receiver depth chart. I'm fine with any of them. Which would you pick, though? Of my list of 5, which would you pick to be your wide receiver to sign in 2022? Let me know down below right now in the comments section. Is it Robinson, Gallup, Mike Williams, Byron Pringle, or Juju Smith-Schuster? Give me your thoughts down below right now. All right, Christopher Roundtree, he always asks good questions. He's in every single video, but Christopher, you ask good questions, so here we are. How likely is it that we can get in the playoffs, or how likely is it if we get a win in the playoffs if we get there? I think pretty likely. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say the Eagles are going to for sure win in the first round of the playoffs. No, but the Eagles are a dangerous team, and a dangerous team can go on a run in the postseason. Think back to all the times you had a 6th seed in the the past playoffs when there wasn't a 7th seed that have gone on to win a Super Bowl. You think about the Giants were able to do it. You think about the Packers were able to do it. You think about the last year the Bucs were able to do it. If you get hot, you can go on the road and win some games. Now, again, there's no guarantee that the Eagles can win in the first round. Every team they're going to face is good, but I think there's a list that we can show, and we'll pull it up on the screen right now, of teams I'd rather face in the first round versus teams I wouldn't want to face in the first round. So here's my list. 1 being the team I most want to see in the first round of the playoffs, and maybe I'm going to eat my words on this. I want Arizona. I think Arizona is a fragile 10-win football team, fragile double-digit win football team. Now, they're good, right? Kyler Murray's great. They have Zach Ertz. They have weapons. DeAndre Hopkins probably coming back, but the defense is susceptible. We've seen it at times, right? Every single one of the teams on my list has had their bad moments. The teams that have had more bad moments are the ones that I would rather face. Arizona's the number 1 team I like to face in the first round. Bucks are 2. Now, I say the Bucks are 2, not because I don't trust or respect Tom Brady. I do. I'll probably eat my words here again, but the Bucks are really banged up. And the Bucks defense, even when healthy, is susceptible to giving up points, and you've played the Bucs once before this year. You think back to the Thursday night or eons ago when we didn't even run the football. I think the Eagles running the football in Tampa could be very, very dangerous. I don't want to see the Rams. I think the Rams, even though they played bad at times this year, the matchup is not good. I don't think Philadelphia matches up well with the Rams, and I definitely don't want to see the Cowboys. I do not want to play the Cowboys back-to-back weeks. I am so out on playing Dallas, and honestly, we don't match up well with Dallas. I mean, it won't be the bloodbath it was in week 3 on Monday Night Football, but I just don't want to play Dallas, right? So that's my list. Cardinals first, then Bucks, then Rams, then Cowboys. But again, you play who's in front of you. Does it really matter in the end? Go out and win a football game. Can they do it in the postseason? Yes. Will they? I don't know. We'll see. Pin comment, ad break here. Which team do you want to play the most in the wildcard round? Who's the team you think Philadelphia can beat the most, upset the most in the first round? Let me know down below right now. Next question comes from Elena Bisbee, I think. Thomas, love the videos. My question is, if the Eagles win on Sunday versus Washington, who do they need to lose or win to get in? All right, so here are the scenarios. And apparently in my last video, I forgot to mention that the Saints have a role in this. You guys were reminding me, so it's very simple. So first off, you got to win, right? I mean, essentially winning is the only ticket here. So you got to win. A Minnesota loss and a New Orleans loss would get Philadelphia in, right? So very likely scenario right now, as of, I think yesterday, 2 days ago, Kirk Cousins tested positive for COVID-19. He's out for the Sunday night matchup against the Packers, so that Minnesota loss seems kind of likely, right? So we go, that is your first scenario. Next scenario is a Philly win, a Minnesota loss, and a San Francisco win against the Texans. That's also very likely there because I think that the 49ers are going to beat the Texans and Minnesota's going to lose. So those are the really two scenarios that you need right now. Now, you can also do it with a Philly tie, a Minnesota loss, a New Orleans loss, and an Atlanta loss, if you like this sort of thing. A tie is very unlikely, but you can also do a Philadelphia tie, a Minnesota loss, a New Orleans tie, an Atlanta loss, and a San Francisco win, right? So those are the hard scenarios. The real scenario is root against the Vikings, root against the Saints, root for San Francisco, and Philly win. It all starts with Philadelphia winning, though. So there you go. Those are your playoff clinching scenarios. Hat t-shirt combo still available right now with our friends at chatsports.com/Eagles combo right now. $40 for a hat and a t-shirt. This is a great deal. I'm shocked these things have not sold out yet. If you got some money for Christmas, want to spend on some Eagles gear, this is the link that you need. Go down below in the description box, chatsports.com, or just put up in Google right here. You just go Google this. Chatsports.com/Eagles combo. Select your size, get your hat and your t-shirt combo, and ready to rock it for maybe the playoff run, right? Who knows? Unspoken Word says, what do you think of our young defensive line? Williams, Jackson, Johnson. I know Jackson has COVID, not anymore, but I like their progress. I do too. I mean, this young group has played very well. Let's start with Teron Jackson. As you look at the defensive line depth chart, Jackson's not been raking in the numbers, but as a later round draft pick, a rookie, very excited about his future. I think he could eventually really contribute there on the defensive line. The focus, though, is Milton Williams, who's getting no love, even by Eagle fans. Like the Eagle guys out there, the YouTubers like myself, or the bloggers, or the actual beat writers. Like, no one really talks about Milton Williams. Again, not a lot of stats, but he's playing a lot of meaningful snaps, having a great year, and I feel confident enough, if they were to get rid of Fletcher Cox this offseason, Milton Williams can plug the hole. I think he can be really, really good. I love what we've seen so far from Milton Williams, and you got to give credit to Howie Roseman for taking him in the third round when a lot of us were like, why did you take him in the third round? Maybe the second round, whenever it was, right? Last year. I'm trying to make back to April. Again, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel before we go ahead and get to the end of this video. One more question coming up in a second, but I do want to say we have great coverage coming up here. As we push towards the playoffs, as we get to the offseason, as we go to the draft, all of it will be covered here on the channel. And so if you like what you see, go down below and subscribe. Help us get to 23K subs. Awfully Hot Coffee Pot will wrap it up for us today here on the mailbag video. Hey. Hello. If we end up clinching the playoffs this weekend, do you think they will not play the starters in Week 18 versus the Cowboys? Even if they do play the starters, this would be my first Eagles game I'm going to, and I at least want to see our starters. First off, congrats on getting to go. That's great. I mean, going to an Eagle-Cowboy game is very fun. The link is great. I've been to the link. If it's your first Eagle game, it wasn't my first. My first at the link, because I don't live in Philadelphia. Great atmosphere. Just enjoy it. Enjoy singing the fight song. That was like the most fun thing I did, is that we're all 66,000 of us singing the fight song. I was there for Eagles Saints. Against Drew Brees, it was, I think it was a Chip Kelly, Sam Bradford. No, it was Chip Kelly and Sam Bradford, I think. It was a while ago. Either way. Let me just say this, though, and you're not going to like my answer, you specifically, but for everyone else, I'm thinking about resting starters if we win this week. Now, I don't want to, guarantee that we're going to win, lock up the playoff spot, but let's say we do, right? Let's say all the scenarios happen, Eagles lock up a playoff spot. What do you gain in playing Dallas, right? You're only going to be a 6 or a 7 seed, right? And a 6 versus a 7 seed, I mean, unless you have a team you really want to play, like you want to play the Bucks, or you want to play the Rams, or you want to play the Cardinals, or you want to play the Cowboys. Like, I don't know what the Eagles themselves want to do, but to me, it really doesn't matter. We talked about it. Like, it really doesn't matter who you play. So you could treat it as a bye week. You could give the starters some rest and then roll into the first round of the playoffs way more rested than Dallas, or way more rested than the Bucks, or way more rested than the Cardinals, right? These teams are battling it out for, the 2, 3, 4, 5 seeds. So I'm thinking about this. We'll revisit this next week. If they clinch, we'll talk about it. We won't really get into this until they actually clinch, but I'm considering it. How about that? Let me finish with this. Would you guys rest the stars in Week 18 if we clinch a playoff spot tomorrow or on Sunday, whenever it is? If you would, type Y down below for yes. If you would not, go ahead and type N down below for no. Curious guys' thoughts on this, because I've had this thought this week, and I'm like, it might be a good idea. I don't know. All right, ultimate of the day on our Eagles mailbag video. Again, hashtag Eagles in the comments section to be a part of next week's mailbag. Of course, subscribers, that's the way to do it. If you guys like what we do here on the channel, go down below and subscribe. Happy weekend. Hope you guys have a great new year, whether it's happened or not already happened, depending on when you watch this video. I'm just pumped for Sunday. Beat Washington, baby. Beat Washington. Clinch the playoff spot. They didn't think we'd get there, and we're about to be there. So it's pumped. Again, ultimate of the day. I'm Philadelphia Eagles Now. I'm Thomas Mott. Signing off for the rest of your day.